Hi everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we're going to talk about using our harvest. So here in my hands I have some baby potatoes that I love, and there are so many uses for these. I love all the different things that you can do with these little tiny potatoes. I mean, look, that's like half my ear. I mean, it's tiny, tiny little bite-sized potatoes. And so I have a recipe that we're gonna do for that. But also some of your fresher things, like, do you still have lettuce growing in cold frames? Do you have cabbage? There are, I mean, I definitely have, especially in the freezer, I have onions and peppers and also ginger and garlic. Well, not in the freezer, but garlic and, you know, hanging up in braids and things like that. So I really like to be able to share with you on how to use your harvest. And so I think that we run out of ideas too, because we're a culture that's kind of used to going out to eat. So but there's too many things to be made with these great harvests. I mean, really, when you're a gardener, you must be a gourmet cook, because there's just too many things to do with herbs and all these wonderful ingredients that you really don't get from the store. So first recipe we're going to work with, and this is for the holidays. Like there's so many holidays coming up, and we all have parties to go to. We all are hosting events. I'm hosting one tonight. And so we have things that need to be used. Like, these little potatoes need to be used first because they go bad faster than a bigger potato does. And when a big potato goes bad, you can kind of cut it off and use the rest. So with these, you don't really do that. There's not enough of them to do that. But so we'll utilize these. We're going to use some lettuce and some garlic and just some different things that we've all harvested this year. If you have not harvested these things, you can make them too. Just use your grocery list, follow along, and if you make these things, I want to know about it. So make them, tell me how you like them, and enjoy your holidays. So let's get to it. Let's go to the kitchen. So that is good and browned. So now we will add 1 large onion. I'm just going to add a little bit of dried minced onions. Okay, so I went through my potato bin and I just got, I scrubbed all these potatoes up. So I'm going to put these potatoes in my oven at 400 degrees for only about 10 minutes because I just want them to be a little bit tender so that I can slice them in half and scrape out some of the white part so that I can put my filling in these. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I want you to keep in mind that if you only have store-bought potatoes, or you only have from the garden, you only have big potatoes left, that's okay. You do the exact same thing with this. I just wanted a great way to utilize through the holidays these tiny potatoes, because these also tend to go bad quicker than the bigger potatoes. So I like to use those right away, and then for the rest of winter we have the big potatoes to fall back on. So I'm going to throw these in the oven for 10 minutes, and when we're done, I'll be back. Okay, these are now done, and so I want you to look. I am pushing through, but there is some resistance because I don't want these done all the way. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these, and I'm going to put them on 2 different baking sheets, and I'm going to hollow them out, and I'll show you how. Okay, I'm just going to take a potato, cut this in half. So see, I have my 2 halves, and I got a tiny spoon This is a very tiny spoon. I mean, it's not abnormally tiny, but it is a spoon we use. And I'm going to just hollow out enough of this. These are like maybe 2-bite potatoes. See, they don't have to be perfect or pretty because I'm gonna cover these with the ground beef filling and cheese. You won't even see that, but it's just enough to have like some filling in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this to the rest of them. Save your potatoes. You can go ahead and cook these the rest of the way through and make some potato pancakes, or I'm actually gonna feed these to the chickens. It's the afternoon and they kind of need a little treat right now, so and they love potatoes, and these are mostly cooked, so perfect for animals. Here we go. Okay, gang, I have all of these gutted out, and I'm just going to throw them in this skillet, because actually not all of them. I just want a single layer kind of in each on the pan and there, and then I'm gonna take my olive oil, and this is my little hack for this. It makes it so much faster than deep frying. I just stripe all these, and then I'm gonna mix them. Has some meat in the potato. I'm gonna get the other pan. Where to put it? Oh, it's right underneath there. And it's just going to create crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, and then we'll fill them and put cheese over top of them, and they're done. And you serve them with sour cream, and you can put green onions on them, you can put chives on them, or put chives in the sour cream. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, we're at 405 degrees. I do that because I have the door open and it'll lose some heat, but I'm gonna go ahead and put both pans in for about 10 minutes, or until if you like yours a little bit soft, do them sooner rather than later, and every oven will be different too. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick mine in to my very dirty oven. Okay, the timer has gone off again. I think those look pretty stinking good. Let me grab these. Those are perfect. They're starting to get kind of golden in the centers. So now I can season these up and fill them and put cheese on them. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle salt over these. Woo, so that we don't get that kind of plain flavor in them. And then I'm gonna fill with my beef. Okay, I'm gonna work with the small one first, and I'm just gonna take each little cup and fill it with beef. I mean, these are just bites, but boy, are they cute bites. Okay, we're going to use the KitchenAid mixer to grind up our chicken thighs. You just unscrew the side, and the front KitchenAid piece, which is not coming in for some reason, is just pops right out. And then we purchased the grinder, and you just slide that right in and then tighten it down. And you put whatever meat, it comes with several of these screens, and the KitchenAid you just turn on and it just pushes the meat right through here, and I'm gonna get perfect ground chicken. If you want to use ground chicken from the store, that's completely fine. I just feel like this is fresher, so I like to use this. So let's get started. Look at how beautiful that has turned out for us. I mean, it is just, it's the perfect size of shred. It just looks like a really, really good looking piece of meat. I'm gonna say this is about 5 pounds. I'm not exactly sure though. But I'm going to get started in here. I had just cooked a little bit of my potato stuff in here for my other thing I was making. But I'm gonna go ahead and utilize that oil that was in there and add just a little bit more. And I want to go ahead and put in my minced onion. Okay, gang, we've got about a cup and a half of onions going in here. I'm just gonna get them translucent. You know, people say translucent, and I don't really know that these are translucent, but anyway, cup and a half of that. And then I like to go ahead and with my onions add garlic. You can't see that. There's some garlic there. I mince it up really, really fine because I kind of want everything to not be chunky in here. The only thing I really want you to be able to see is meat, and you'll definitely see the water chestnuts and maybe the peppers. So let's just get that going. Most people are not gonna make as big of one as I am getting ready to. So I add an enormous amount of peppers. We love the flavor. I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to add about a tablespoon of minced ginger. If you like it more gingery, please, by all means, add more ginger. And for this recipe, I actually ran out of hoisin sauce. I should have like a cup and a half of hoisin sauce, and I might be lucky. Can you see that? I might be lucky if I have a quarter of a cup, probably an eighth. But I'm gonna wait until I put the chicken in. All this will go together. Okay, so I'm adding my ground chicken. Oh, I just love that. That is a beautiful sight right there. It's so fun to like process your own meat. Actually, to be quite honest, this was not our own meat. We had to serve so many people with this meal that I went ahead and I bought it. But it was just boneless, skinless thighs. That is looking good. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be for a minute. I don't want it to turn to mush. Okay, I am going to salt this meat, and if this were a pound, I would put about a tablespoon in, but you have to remember that you're gonna put soy sauce in it. So we are salty eaters here, and if you are not, then your soy sauce could be just enough. I'm gonna put in, that is about a quarter of a teaspoon of cardamom, and about an eighth, that's too much, an eighth of a teaspoon of allspice, and about a half a teaspoon of coriander. I love coriander and the flavor that brings. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of granulated garlic in as well. Let that kind of saturate in here. Oh, that is looking beautiful already. Now I'm going to, this is about half a cup, but the whole thing is about a quarter cup of honey, a teaspoon of garlic chili paste, a half to a quarter of a teaspoon or quarter to half teaspoon of sesame oil. It is about 1/8 of a teaspoon of Worcestershire. It's just a few dashes of fish sauce, and it's about 1/4 of a cup of soy. Sorry, I've got to turn backwards. I hope you can see that. And it's about a tablespoon, sorry, of rice vinegar. And I am just going to, I could drain this off. Actually, I might. I'm gonna go ahead and drain this off before I put my sauce in. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I strained that off, and now I'm going to add my sauce and see if I would like to add more. I know that there are some recipes who like to add peanut butter to their, I can see that would give it a really strong flavor, but I kind of like the traditional version. Okay, now I'm gonna taste to see if we need to add any seasonings. Oh yeah, oh, it's very good, but I like a very, very strong flavor. So I'm gonna add half a teaspoon of cardamom and about 1/4 of a teaspoon of allspice, and I'm adding more coriander and about 2 teaspoons of chili garlic paste. If you have issues with heat, be very careful how much you put in. And I'm gonna put in about 4 tablespoons of honey. You kind of want to balance sweet, salty, acid, and I'm gonna put in about a tablespoon of rice vinegar and about another 1/8 of a teaspoon of sesame oil. I'm gonna put in about another tablespoon of soy sauce because it does need some salt. And soy sauce is not just a salty component. There's a very, like, I know they call it umami flavor, but there's definitely that component to it all. Oh, so that is about, I'm gonna say, I'm not putting all this in. So that's about 1/2 of a teaspoon. Now remember, I'm working with about 5 pounds of meat. So the recipe that I'm gonna list is for 1 pound of meat. So if you see me putting in more, it's because I'm probably working with a whole lot more than you are. With everything turned off, I'm actually going to add in the water chestnuts. Now mine was like a heaping cupful, and really I feel like water chestnuts depends on how much you like. So in 5 pounds I put in a cup. If you want for 1 pound, you would put in, what is that? Oh goodness, less than 1/4 of a cup. So a lot of people, like for 5 pounds, would put in 5 cups. So again, it just depends. And let's do green onions. One moment. Okay, and so I don't want you to forget your green onions because those certainly bring flavor to the game. And I do a green onion for every pound of meat that you have. Again, this is something that can be adapted to your taste, but the thing that I love about green onions is the freshness that it brings, and it also brings great color in there as well. And they're gonna be sitting in green lettuce cups, so that's all looking beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool off and give it all time to kind of marry, and then I'll show you what the plated, once it's plated, what it looks like. There is a beautiful bowl of Chinese, what is it called? Lettuce wraps, chicken lettuce wraps. The bowl is here, lettuce wraps here. And here is a beautiful tray of the potato skins. And we're gonna see how everybody likes them. I also made some homemade cheese sticks, but I didn't show you how to make those. So let's see how the family likes them. Okay, now the rest of the crew is gonna try potato skins. Jed, you want some sour cream, buddy?
I think it's really good. Mm-hmm. And like it's seasoned perfect and everything. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Elijah.
I don't think it needs anything. It's really good.
Okay, now everybody's gonna try the lettuce wraps. That was very crunchy. ASMR, anyone?
Really excellent. These are actually perfect.
Are they?
The ginger is like really good.
Is it?
Lettuce wrap. Yes. It's good. It's sweet. It has a little bit of spiciness to it. These are great.
Yeah, when you first bite it, you get like the sweetness, but as it kind of lingers in your tongue, you get a little bit like a slight, or not much, but just a slight bit of spiciness.
Well, there you have it. My gang has eaten it and they love it and they're foundering on it right now. And so I suggest a couple of things. If you're using your garden potatoes, that's a great way to use the little tiny ones. Everyone uses the big ones. So, but the little tiny ones I kind of like. It also helps my family curb from eating huge potatoes because we love potatoes in this house, don't we? And I think that the lettuce wraps is a great way to use, of course, lettuce, but it also, I was using our onions and our peppers from the garden and our garlic. So these are fantastic ways to utilize things from your garden through the winter for the holidays. So if I can utilize my things for a holiday appetizer, my garden things for a holiday appetizer, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.